Good morning. This is Send 7 World News in 7 minutes. I'm Stephen Devincenzi. Today is Friday, the 26th of June, 2026. Starting in the Americas today, in Venezuela, at least 188 people are known to have died in earthquakes which struck on Wednesday evening. However, the final death toll is expected to be much higher than this and is likely to be in the thousands, as over 40,000 people have been reported as missing. Many buildings have collapsed. One of the earthquakes had a magnitude of 7.5, making it the strongest earthquake to hit Venezuela since the year 1900. A state of emergency has been declared by interim President Delcy Rodriguez. The United States, which has been improving relations with the government of Rodriguez since they physically removed President Nicolas Maduro earlier this year, has pledged $150 million in aid. Many other countries have offered help. Brazilian football star Ronaldinho has come out of retirement to join the Italian team Ravenna, which plays in the Serie C, the third tier of the Italian league. Ronaldinho is 46 and last played professional football in 2015. Europe. In Ukraine, there are reports of queues of people attempting to leave the Russian-occupied peninsula of Crimea. Over the last few months, and especially over the last few weeks, Ukraine has been targeting air defense systems on and near Crimea, bridges between Crimea and the occupied region of Kherson, ferries, and oil facilities on and near Crimea. The sale of petrol to civilians was banned by the Russian occupation authorities last week in order to preserve petrol for official use. The Russian-installed governor of Crimea, Sergei Aksinov, said yesterday that 2 people, including a child, were killed by Ukrainian attacks overnight. The UK and Switzerland both recorded their hottest ever June day yesterday, with the UK recording 36.4 degrees in the southwest and Switzerland recording 38 degrees in the city of Basel. Over the last few days, temperatures have reached over 40 degrees in France and Spain. However, temperatures are generally expected to fall over the next few days. The heatwave is now moving towards Central Europe, with Germany's capital, Berlin, expected to reach 40 degrees this weekend. France has intercepted a Russian-sanctioned oil tanker close to the Italian island of Sicily. Asia. In the Strait of Hormuz, last night there were reports of a commercial ship being fired at, and the United States said that Iran had fired at the ship. Some ships have been passing through the strait after months of an Iranian blockade. However, yesterday, Iran rejected a proposed United Nations plan to allow a mass evacuation of all ships that want to pass the strait. United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio has been visiting Arab Gulf countries this week. He said yesterday that they agreed that Iran cannot charge ships for crossing the Strait of Hormuz, as it has suggested it may do.
One thing that came across very clear is there is zero support among the Gulf countries for any sort of toll or fees or anything that charges for the use of international waters. The president's made it clear that's not going to happen.
In Pakistan, police say that they have rescued a French woman who says she has been held captive by her husband for 12 years. Sylvie Yasmina said that she and her 5 children were confined and treated badly, and that the children had never been to school. Yasmina said that she wanted to go back to France. Also in Pakistan, Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb has said that tax will be removed from female hygiene products. UNICEF has said that commercial period products are only used by a minority of women in Pakistan because of the cost. In Taiwan, there are major floods in parts of the south and east caused by a passing typhoon. 200 people on the east of the island have been evacuated after signs that a lake is likely to overflow. Typhoon Mekala has not passed over Taiwan. However, it is expected to hit Japan tomorrow, although meteorologists say that it will not be as strong and will be classified as a tropical storm instead of a typhoon by the time it hits Japan. Africa. In Zimbabwe, there are claims that President Emmerson Mnangagwa has conducted a constitutional coup after Zimbabwe's parliament voted in favour of a constitutional amendment that will extend the term of the presidency from 5 years to 7 years, allowing him to stay in office until 2030. Mnangagwa has been in power since 2017, when his former ally, Robert Mugabe, was removed in a coup. In Sudan, Reuters has reported that newly created Sudanese pounds are being circulated in areas controlled by the Rapid Support Forces paramilitary group. The RSF controls most of southwestern Sudan, and the Sudanese army controls most of northern and eastern Sudan, and they have been in a civil war since 2023. There has been confusion around Sudan's currency, the Sudanese pound, as both sides have said not to use certain bank notes. And in Brazil, 3 sisters have been recognised as the oldest living trio of siblings by Guinness World Records. Zulina is 103, Zoraida is 104, and Levita is 109. When talking about why they have lived so long, the sisters said that it was because when they were young, they always ate homegrown food, which was very fresh because they didn't have a fridge. That's your world news for this week. A massive thank you to our incredible supporters who keep this podcast going and have access to all of our transcripts, vocabulary lists, worksheets, and Friday world news quizzes. We also give 10% of our profit to the world's most effective charities. You can become a supporter at send7.org. I'm Stephen Devincenzi. Have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday.